Oh, yay. It's still morning. About 11 o'clock. I had just got done with the grocery store. And we had a really interesting night. Nothing started for 2 hours after we got there. I could have slept in. But it's not dispatch's fault. They were supposed to start at midnight. We didn't start until almost 2. Well, I was getting loaded about quarter after, and I was getting loaded again a little after 2 o'clock. So they were running us pretty fast. But anyway, while I was waiting in line to pour, not so much load, get there, you gotta wait. People get out of our way. And I came across these TikTok compilations are hysterical. Some of them are really damn interesting. Like, one of them I was looking at today, just trying to see if I was toxic as fuck, and apparently I am, according to these men. But I'm going to give, alibi to the prejudice in the opinion, in some regard. Now, when I was younger, my mother was very much an influence as far as raising strong women who are like independent. You don't need no man. You cannot make it on your own. Just because there is no guarantee that this man is going to be there when you need them. You need to know how to do things yourself. Fair enough, Ma. Right? So, she raised 4 very competent, self-sufficient, independent women. Now, one of the things is, with me being in the field of work that I am in, now the guys that I work with, I was in the Army. I was in a very man-dominant field of work, have been for a very long time. Now, I can embrace my feminine energy quite well. I was quite the little Barbie in my younger days. However, I was also one of those very entitled Barbies that they talk about that is a red flag. Now, growing up and having gotten my independence and everything, I too frown upon women who think that the man is required to pay for their nails and their manis and petties. I think that's absolutely stupid. That any man should have to pay for his girlfriend. Or the girl thinking for 1 second that it's his responsibility. Now, if she wants this stuff done, and he don't give a shit either way, then yeah, she pays for it. But if he wants her to have that crap, I don't know. If he is requiring her to have this done, something he likes on her, yeah, he can pay for it. That's my opinion. If he's the one who wants her to wear that kind of crap, she doesn't come into the relationship with, manicured acrylics and, fancy stuff like that. And he's like, wow, we should get your nails done, and that's what he is requiring of her, and she agrees to it, then he should be responsible for paying for it. Otherwise, if she wants it done, she can pay for it. If she don't want it done, then he shouldn't have to pester her. Nor should he think that it's within his right to pester her for her to go pay for them. If he wants her to have it done, then he can go pay for it. That's my opinion. However, when they were talking about red flags about bringing up past relationships, now, there's a double-edged sword here. And one of the girls kind of hit it on the head, where she said, your past, as far as you're concerned, when you meet somebody new, you don't have any past relationships. And there's nothing to really remark about. You say, yeah, I've been involved with some were good, some were bad, and leave it at that. Unless you're one of those daring men who are understanding of the fact that there is a good possibility that you have got yourself a broken woman. And to know what it is, if you're one of those caring men, to know what those particular cracks and breaks are that have made this woman broken, self-sufficient, independent, and basically could take you or leave you if you really want to work that hard. It's probably a good idea to know just exactly where this person came from. And it doesn't matter, even with men. Now, there's a justified accountability in some things. Like, I stayed with the relationship because my initial interest was the guy. And he worked it so well, and he was so perfect, and got me to fall in love with him. And then he turned on me like a snake in the grass. However, I had bonded with his child. And there's absolutely really nothing good that I can say about him other than I know what his hobbies were. He's a good fisherman. He's a good hunter. Other than that, I didn't see a whole lot of talent really anywhere. Mowed a lawn real good. But he didn't have any extracurricular talents. He didn't ever show me that he could. I mean, he could carry a tune. He just didn't do karaoke. But he didn't sing with any meaningful effort. He wasn't an artist. He wasn't a musician. He didn't have any extracurricular talents. He wasn't really, said he played baseball in high school. I don't know how good of a player he was. Never showed me any kind of trophies or MVP awards or anything like that. So I have absolutely no idea. I know that he had a really funny delivery every now and again. The way he said stuff was kind of, hilarious. Then again, I have that same little perk here and there. Just depends on what kind of fucking mood I'm in and how much I've drank. Strictly determines how fucking funny I am at any given moment. Also, I kind of feed on the situation. So like earlier today, I rolled into the parking lot to get another load. Consequently, I ended up taking a nap. And when I rolled in, one of the guys that we're military. It's fucking military humor. He's sitting there giving me the finger, so I just kind of like flung him the bird at the same time as I rolled by. And then one of the other drivers rolls down the window and yells over to me, "Don't be tempting that fucker with a good time." I said, "Yeah, I might make him blush." Shit like that. The other red flag that they were discussing, because I work with guys, you got to become one in order to get along with them in some occasions. Otherwise, you're just a female doing the job, embarking on trying to find a boyfriend. And I'm not a pick-me. I really am not. I'm the type of person, it's like, you don't see me. I'm doing my job. That's what I do. Anyway, one of the other things that they had said that I found amusing. So basically, don't talk about your past relationships. Now, here's the double-edged sword about that. Don't talk about your past. You can bash them. This guy did this, and that's what sent me packing. Or this guy did this, and this is why I'm broken. And this guy did this, but he was really talented. You know, I had been with a musician. However, he was a benign narcissist, party animal. He did everything wrong in a relationship that would make a woman question her validity in why she is in this person's life. Right? But he was an amazing guitarist, amazing drummer, and an amazing songwriter. And he could carry a tune. Now I had another one. Multi-talented across the board. Great guy. Couldn't budget money. And there's an issue with that. And I was like, I've had enough of that. So my first ex-husband was the type of person, he was a doer, but he was physically abusive. So when he lost his temper, and you were in the crossfire of his swing, you got it. Or he would get so brutally aggressive, like for the one time that he had, he got pissed off and he grabbed my head and smashed it into the window and then tried to smash it into the gear shift. And unfortunately, a friend of mine was in the back seat. We were taking him home because he had acted a fool. And I was like, no, me and her are going out. You went out with your buddy the other night. I'm going out with my friend tonight. And when he grabbed me, she grabbed his throat and pinned him to the seat. Threatened his leg. You know, so I've had those situations. So when someone asks you about your past relationships, you can either dodge it, which makes you look secretive and like you've got something to hide, or you can be honest about it. And if you're honest about it, is it going to scare them to death, or is it going to make them ultimately jealous? I mean, there's no give or take. You know, you can basically give it the generic, fine response. No, we just didn't work out. We just started arguing about petty shit. Put it that way. But there's a lot of details to it. And if someone is really wanting to know the type of person you are, they should be mature enough to be able to hear all the gory details. In my opinion. I want to know the gory details. Now, I have a friend of mine who introduced me to one of his friends, and the friend had just broken up with somebody. And what he had also divulged in was the fact that he also has a friend that lives out west, and that she was in a very domestic, aggressive, violent relationship. And he had threatened the guy and told him that if he ever put his hands on her again, he was going to come and kill him, whatever. And according to him, I guess, according to her, he's been on his best behavior, right? But on the underside of this whole conversation is basically saying that she was, holding out, till the kids are old enough, and then she was going to leave him and she was going to come stay with him. Well, it's kind of questionable as to, how much did he actually tell this one girl that he just recently ended it with, how much did he actually tell her? Because knowing that he's got someone waiting in the wings, basically that would put me feeling like I was a placeholder. And I would pull away also. I would not try to work on that kind of relationship. So it's food for thought. These are little things that I'm coming up with, alibis to some of these red flags that these men and women have mentioned. Now, there's a lot to it. I mean, I know there's some men out there who would be like, yes, please tell me everything that happened to you, because I want to know so I don't do the same mistake that they made, or so I can learn, because I really want to keep you around. But that's very few and far between, because most men will use all that information to their advantage, and they will treat you right until you fall in love with them, and then they'll treat you like shit, knowing that you're trauma bonded and that you haven't got the strength to leave. You got their hopes up, and now you're going to crush their dreams. That's what most men do with that kind of information. So Yeah, probably relationship therapy would be great. Like, I'm single and I want to find somebody. How do I act? How am I supposed to behave? Because I'm fucking sucking at this. It's not red flags. It's life. There's a lot of things you can't avoid. So, peace.